On August 14, 1932, a Soviet pilot flew a four-rotor craft to 605 meters, 8 times higher than any existing helicopter record. Secret for decades, this feat and other giants like a 105-ton twin-rotor machine represent the great Soviet rotorcraft that never entered service. The Pioneers, 1932 to 1947. Sagi-1EA, the very first successful Soviet helicopter, a single-seat lattice-frame machine with one main rotor and 4 anti-torque rotors, flown in 1930. On August 14, 1932, test pilot Alexei Cheremuhin hauled it to 605 meters, shattering the unofficial world altitude record by a factor of 8. The USSR wasn't a member of the International Aviation Federation, so the record was never recognized, then locked away as a state secret. Sagi-11EA, a vastly heavier 1936 follow-on that fused a helicopter rotor with full airplane controls, ailerons, elevator, and rudder, to test the converted plane idea 2 decades before anyone else. Bratukhin Omega, the USSR's first twin-rotor side-by-side helicopter flown tethered in 1941, plagued by engine vibration and overheating before German tanks forced the Bureau to evacuate. Bratukhin G-4, a militarized Omega derivative pressed into the wartime program as an artillery spotter, sharing the transverse twin-rotor layout that defined the entire Bratukhin line. Bratukhin G-4, the first Soviet helicopter built around purpose-designed engines with a cooling fan and front-mounted gearbox. 2 G-3s and the G-4 buzzed the 1947 Aviation Day parade before the design dead-ended. But if the Bratukhin Bureau impressed you, its final machine ended in a fatal mid-air disintegration that killed the program outright. Stay locked. Bratukhin B-11, the Bureau's last and most refined helicopter, a 2-seat twin-rotor design first flown in 1945, fitted with twin machine guns to chase a combat role. Test flights exposed vicious rotor blade stall at high speed and dangerous resonant vibration that shook the airframe. On December 13, 1948, a blade mounting fork on the second prototype snapped in flight. The machine crashed and pilot K.I. Ponomarov and his engineer were killed, ending the Bratukhin OKB. Yakovlev E.G. Yakovlev's 1947 experimental coaxial rotor proof of concept, also called the SH, it flew well enough to convince Moscow that coaxial rotors belonged to Kamov, not Yakovlev. Kamov Ka-8 Irkutyan, a skeletal single-seat coaxial helicopter that first flew in 1947, riding on inflatable pontoon floats. Its 27-horsepower M76 motorcycle engine was so weak, the team ran it on alcohol fuel just to squeeze out 45 horsepower. It put Kamov's signature coaxial contra-rotor system on the map, the layout that defines the Bureau to this day. Kamov Ka-10 HAT, the Ka-8's refined successor, a tiny single-seat coaxial observation helicopter weighing just 234 kilograms empty, evaluated by the Soviet Navy from warship decks before losing out to the larger 2-seat Ka-15. Yakovlev Yak-100, Yakovlev's second helicopter and a near twin of the American Sikorsky H-5, built in 1948 to challenge the Mi-1. It lost the contest and never reached production despite 2 flying prototypes. But the real madness begins with a giant powered by ramjets spinning on its own blade tips. The Wild Experiments, 1950s to 1960s. Mil V-7, an egg-shaped 4-seat helicopter from the Mil Bureau with no engine in the fuselage at all. Instead, 2 AI-7 ramjets were bolted to the very tips of the rotor blades, spinning them like a pinwheel and eliminating torque entirely. The concept promised brutal simplicity but burned fuel at a savage rate, and the screaming tip jets never matured into a usable aircraft. Kamov Ka-22 Vintokril, a 100-passenger transport gyrodyne, a fixed-wing aircraft with a 5,400 horsepower engine and a 20-meter rotor on each wingtip, with a cargo hold rivaling the AN-12. It set 8 world records for speed and payload that have never been broken, including 356 kilometers per hour and lifting over 16 tons to 2,557 meters. Then on August 28, 1962, prototype 0101 rolled inverted and crashed on a ferry flight, killing the entire crew. A second fatal crash in 1964 ended the program for good. But the record this machine set would be dwarfed by a helicopter the size of a small apartment block. Stay locked. Mi-18, an experimental modernization of the Mi-8 military transport developed in the late 1970s and 80s. Designed for higher capacity and better efficiency, it surpassed predecessors in trials but was canceled during Perestroika with only 2 prototypes built. Mi-V12, the single largest helicopter ever built, a side-by-side twin-rotor monster spanning nearly 220 feet across its rotor tips, each pair driven by 6,500 shaft-power engines lifted straight from the Mi-6. In 1969, it hauled 40 tons to 2,255 meters, a payload-to-altitude record that still stands today. Despite carrying enough cargo for a 100-passenger cabin, the military's need evaporated, and only 2 were ever built. But the strangest Soviet rotorcraft weren't the biggest. They were the ones with no tail rotor and no pilot at all. The last gasp, 1990s to 2000s. Mi-35, a nimble piston-powered light helicopter capable of full aerobatics, rolls and loops with one experimental variant, the Mi-35VAZ, powered by twin VAZ-430 Wankel rotary engines lifted from the Soviet auto industry. Kamov Ka-37, a compact coaxial unmanned helicopter drone from the early 1990s, built for reconnaissance and aerial survey long before military UAVs went mainstream. Kamov Ka-118, a sleek NOTAR-style concept with swept rotor tips and a V-tail that ditched the tail rotor entirely for a jet thruster system. The engine was never even selected before the project stalled in research. Kamov Ka-137, a spherical-bodied coaxial UAV that looks like Sputnik with rotors, designed for reconnaissance, patrol, and policing, fully autonomous and still uncanny to look at. Kazan Ansat-2RC, the most aggressive-looking machine on this entire list, a slimmed-down attack conversion of the civilian Ansat trainer with a narrow tandem-spile nose. It bristled with anti-tank missiles, gun pods, rocket pods, and Igla air-to-air missiles, built to scout, designate targets, and kill armor. Despite looking every inch a gunship, it never received a single production order and faded into obscurity. From the first test flights in the 1930s to the bizarre pilotless machines of the 2000s, these aircraft prove that the path to aviation dominance is paved with spectacular failure. We've only scratched the surface of these forgotten designs. Keep your eyes in the skies because the story of Soviet engineering is far from over.